Hello everybody, welcome back to 779. I've decided to make some kind of raised beds for some flowers to go in the front garden, and so I've got 4 of these pallet collars, and I'm using the same principle I've done before for the no dig beds that I've done in the vegetable patch. And so basically what I've got the 4 here in the 4 different stages. So I've lined these all with cardboard, and then on the top I put some sawdust. And it's worth bearing in mind that if you're putting on a lot of dry materials, you do need to get it quite wet. And I'm looking in these to see how they're getting on. I've got quite a few insects in there. Anyway, so first layer is cardboard, second layer is sawdust, and then the third layer is some garden compost. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this. So I'm not sieving any of this. It's what I would use as a top dressing. It's interesting, right? I've been having a conversation with a few people on the social media, and there's a confusion, quite rightly, about using the word mulch. Because a lot of people tend to think that you put mulch to stop the weeds from growing. And so us guys have been using the phrase, using compost to mulch our vegetable beds. And actually what we're doing is we're applying the top dressing. So I'm sure that the person that I had the conversation with about that will remember. I'm now using the phrase top dressing. Anyway, that is the first layer of the homemade compost on top of there. And then the next thing is I've got a wheelbarrow here, and I'm going to pour 1-year-old green waste compost on the top, like so. We obviously want to get him level. Come down the other side. So we pop that on there. Just get it all in there. Great thing about compost is it's a lot lighter than soil. So you'll see behind me there, I've got another one there, this one here to do. I'll do the same, but I've got another little trick. So I shall reposition the camera and show you something else that I'm going to put on there. Now I'm taking the theory of chop and drop to these beds. And if you're not familiar with chop and drop, it's basically the principle of chop something down, chop it up in tiny little pieces and drop it exactly where you've left it. But you can also drop things, you can cut things or chop things and take them to a different location. And when you think about that, grass cuttings you can take and you add to your compost heaps. But the principle is the same, it's just the distance and how far you're going. Now what I've done here is I've been cutting our grass in the front. So I've chopped it and I'm literally dropping it over this bed I've just filled, like so. And I'll do the same on this one here. And then when I've done that, I shall put another top dressing of the green waste compost on the top. So this is going to be quite a deep bed. I put these down on the ground here. It's shocking ground. You can't get anything in it. In the summer it breaks rock hard, it's like concrete. It was the last owner's driveway, but also we've had 40-ton lorries on here delivering huge amounts of sand and stone for our house renovations. Anyway, so there we have it. So I've now got 4. So I've got a bed here. Let's pick up the camera so you can get a better idea. It's got the garden compost on it, so it's going to have a wheelbarrow full of the green waste, and then I will put another top dressing on of the grass, as I've done here, here and here, and then they will all have another top dressing of the green waste compost. It's nice and wet, which is great, and like I say, if you've got dry materials, you really do want to get some moisture in there, then you'll know you're well on the way. So that's the idea. Okay, so there we have it. 4 raised beds, no dig, cardboard, sawdust, garden compost, green waste compost, some grass clippings, and then some more green waste compost on the top just to keep it tidy. It's about 8 inches deep, ready to go. It took me on and off no more than 3 hours maximum, very, very maximum, and I've got to save my back. In the meantime, take care, and I will catch up with you very, very soon.